Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial for the GT Academy challenge. To sort of access this challenge you'll have to have the GT Academy version of the game. The challenge comes with that. You enter a code into the PS Store and you get access to the challenge. Couple of things about this video before we begin the actual tutorial. This is based on my fastest time to date, 1:45.423. At the time it was like rank 8 or 9, but now when I actually uploaded the video of the lap, which will be in the comments, a video response, it was rank 14, so I'll just put that in. And that was done on Monday-ish, Tuesday-ish. I haven't been on since, for many reasons, but I don't think I'll be able to go on either from now on, just because my wheels either broke or breaking. So unfortunately this might be my fastest one for this challenge. It's been good though, it's very close at the top. Now this is just a quick guide for this Academy challenge. It's not as detailed as the main GT Academy one I did previously. Mainly it's going to sort of bring us on to sort of lap guides that I'm going to be introducing on Fridays to help people with sort of judging tracks better, like different corners and things like that. So a couple of things to note with this car and track combination, because obviously this is different to usual. You'll have to trail brake a lot. There's not a lot of slamming on and sort of, slam on, accelerate through. It's more trail braking, trail brake, trail brake, trail brake, accelerate through. It's more that than anything else. So you will need a sensitive left foot or right foot if you use your right foot for braking. If you struggle with that, I'd go practice driving without ABS on in some races and things like that. That will improve your sensitivity with your braking foot. Another thing is not to touch the curbs, because they will chuck you off and mean you will go wide on corners, so that will lose you time. And do not turn your wheel when you're on the grass, because you will slide. That's the final one for this, because obviously in some areas you will, like in this you'll see me hit the grass twice. That's mainly just from the way the corner is on the exit. You can't get enough turning, so you end up with a 1-2 wheels on the grass. In reality, on a corner like that, usually it would rub itself in and you'd end up with dirt and things like that. Something like British touring cars, you'll see that a lot on tracks where the cars run wide and it eventually just, the grass disappears and it turns into just a dirt area. But that's the main issues with this car. So trail braking a lot, don't touch curbs, and make sure you're not steering when on the grass. Obviously you want to be on the track as much as possible with that. Usually you only end up on the grass on the exit and then you try and come off it straight away. So we'll begin this video with the first corner. Now you'll notice with this, or with this car, it's a lot more judgmental. There's not a lot of braking points or reference points. You're going to be judging it based on anything you can use. Otherwise you might want to use a ghost, or just your speedometer. Your speedometer can help you a lot. So this first corner you can either use as a braking point, because there is some use here. You'll notice 3 trees on the left. There's a light green one, a dark, and then another light green one. The second light green one, you can use that, or you can use a pit lane exit and sort of judge yourself or pick yourself a braking spot, because you'll always be on this side of the track, so you can actually pick one out where you see a certain amount of the line and then you brake, which is what I usually do. So you're going to brake hard initially and then start to trail brake. Don't turn in too early. The trail braking, you want to just start off wide. You'll notice I start coming in with the trail braking, trail brake, let go, and then start accelerating through. Now between this corner and the next, halfway in the middle, turn into it. You're going to get understeer because you're accelerating full flat out, and then you're going to go on the exit. I touch the grass here. Try not to touch the grass because you will spin out quite often. I'll just rewind that slightly because I've just missed a bit there that I want to show. So you notice I'm in 4th gear and I'm just going to start to move to the left. Now on the right hand side the corner starts to straighten itself out into a little straight into the next corner. Now as it straightens itself out, I drop a gear and then start to trail brake and let the car roll through the corner. I don't want to sort of slam on, because slamming on means the car will just lock and go straight on, and it'll also mean that I can't accelerate and I'm going to be sort of doing nothing when I could be doing, you know, if I let it roll and then rolling quicker, it's better. That's all a bit confusing, but you'll see why in a second. As I said, it's a bit of judgment. So as the corner starts to straighten, I drop a gear and then start trail braking, and it's only very slightly. So there we go. I drop to third, start trail braking. Now it's going to be about 73, 74 miles an hour, and then I want to accelerate again. Now I keep accelerating. As you hit the crest of the hill on the next corner, let go slightly, change up a gear, and then accelerate again. It gives you a bit extra turning, and it then allows you to get full throttle into this corner, which once again, just dab the brakes, let the car roll. Dab your brake again, let the car roll. Try and stay as tight as possible, and then start to accelerate for the next corner. This braking point and turning point is this curb in here, so you'll see me back off and then use the brakes, let it roll a bit, brake, and then I'm going to try and hit that apex there, which is just after the curbing. You can see that brown bit there. That is what I'm always aiming for on these. I don't want to touch the curbs because they will chuck me out and then force me to go wide. If I can touch that brown bit, it means I'm on the inside and I should have the better line for this next corner. So we'll just continue again. So same again, I just let go, I start dabbing the brakes, and now you can drop to second. I've noticed some of the top guys drop to second. It gives you a bit extra turning, but the time you could gain from that, you then sort of pretty much lose again if you can get the corner properly in third, by changing up again, because there's a bit of time delay there. So I stay in third because it's constant. I sort of know the turning every time, and because I'm more wide turning as well, there's no real need for me to drop down to second. So same again, you're aiming for the end of the curb and then accelerate out. I've hit the grass here, but it's a very tight exit, so you know I've just used that all the time now. And here you want to brake, and once again let the car roll. Dab the brakes, get your judgment, try and get as tight as possible, and then accelerate. Start accelerating now at the top of the hill, and here you want to hit all the apexes. This part not as much, not as important as the next two corners. Now obviously most of you will have done some of this time trial already, so you'll know it's downhill, it's a left and a right after this corner. Now the first corner is 85 miles an hour, and then the next one you just want to try and gain as much speed as possible by staying as far on the inside. The more inside you are, minus the curbs, the more helpful camber you have, and if it's helpful camber, it means you can carry more speed through the corner. The wider you are, the less you can carry, and so on and so forth. So you'll see me now accelerate through. I'm going to start to brake, and I'm going to drop to around 85 miles an hour. There we go, and then I can start accelerating through. And I want to hit this apex. I come off slightly and then accelerate again. You can do that as well. You just want to make sure you get onto this straight as fast as possible. So now we're going to accelerate to a double right-hander. And on this, you're going to brake just before the curbing on the left. Now, you're going to brake hard, so it can mean the car can sort of lose the back end slightly. Not to worry too much initially, just start trail braking rather than keeping the brakes slammed on, and the car should come back to yourself. It should gain its grip again as you start turning. There is no need to counter steer into it either because of the grip of the tyres, just to let you know on that. So as I said, we're going to brake here just before the curbing, and you'll see my car get loose slightly there. Now this is the sort of angle you want as you come in. Now it's the same again here. Some people drop to second to get that bit extra turning. I stay in third because I'm slightly wider, I can carry a bit more speed, and I don't feel the need to change to second. So I'm going to try and hit, I'm not after that first apex, I'm more after this apex so I can get a better run at this fast left-hander. As you'll see now, I'm going to accelerate through. Now sometimes you can run wide here, or I've run wide quite a few times, and it'll spin you out because obviously you've still got that turn. You're sort of still turning to try and come out a bit to get a better angle for the next corner. If you are going to hit the grass and you can see it, just straighten your wheel and just back off slightly and slowly come back on. If you lose half a second because of that, so be it, but you're learning and you can adapt a bit more. If you crash, you suddenly get frustrated and it can affect more laps. So as I said, you're going to come left to then come right to get a better angle. You're going to brake exactly when the curbing is the furthest out into the track. And I'd recommend braking straight initially, before you start trying to do this trail braking slide sort of technique that I've started trying to do. If you brake straight and then just let the car roll through the corner, you may lose more time against the leaders, but you will gain time yourself because it'll be consistent. So if you just straight line brake and then let it roll, it would be a lot easier for yourself. Now I dropped a second here because it is a second gear corner. You drop into just below 60 and then you want to accelerate again and go as far left as you can as possible to then go into the right hander. Now here, the best tip I can give is just to let go of the accelerator and just very slightly keep on the brakes. So you're trail braking, but just keep the turn in. Don't try and turn too sharply. Just keep the turning slight and the car will slowly turn itself in. Now a lot of people are obviously seeing that they're losing a lot of time on this corner, and it's mainly because of that. They're rushing to get out the corner because they know they're losing time. They're like, wow, put the foot down earlier, and they're getting a worse time because of it. So if you just let go and then just let the car roll, so I'm dabbing my brake slightly, drop to about 62 and then accelerate, and same again, try and hit the just after the curb and accelerate through. That's mainly the lap. It's a bit quicker than the official guide, as I mentioned, because obviously less people are doing it. GT Academy is the main one. This is just a small challenge they've set up. With the start finish line speed, because I know this will be asked, 140 miles an hour would be recommended crossing the line. Most of the time I cross at 141. You can cross at 142. Any other questions to do with this time trial? Feel free to send me a message anywhere. You know where to post them and things like that. Anything else? Give me a shout. And I hope this improves your lap time and your ranking on the leaderboards. You've got about 10 days. So I wish you the very best of luck. And thank you very much for watching.